Okay, we are making filling for vegetable lumpia, Filipino style. We've got shredded cabbage, chicken I cooked last night. It's a lot of prep work in the lumpia. So this is chicken. I just used dark meat, shredded carrots, celery, lots of garlic, onion. This is a shredded cabbage. My mom puts green beans. Didn't have a lot of green beans, so whatever you could use. I don't particularly. I like your classic. Should have cut up the chicken. I like your classic ingredients that you put in. Some people put in potatoes. I don't like any of that. I don't like the fillers. I wanted her to make it the way that we grew up. And this is all cooked down, where the vegetables are cooked. And then we're going to have a egg roll wrapping party. So, I wish you guys could smell this. So this is just cooked. I have it on like a high setting right now. If anybody's familiar with vegetable lumpia, it is delicious. Most people have the Shanghai lumpia, which is made usually with beef. Some people, I put carrots, a lot of garlic in mine with, I do shredded carrots. On the Shanghai, you could either use beef or pork or a mixture of the two meats. And then, of course, I use garlic, onion, and water chestnuts. I enjoy water chestnuts in the Shanghai lumpia. But right now, this is the vegetable, and you can see all that. This is the broth from the chicken that I boiled last night, and I use a couple of packets of Filipino spices. I could show you that later. But right now, cooking the cabbage down. It shouldn't take that long. And then what we'll do is all this will be drained. So we use the chicken juice. Again, it adds a lot of flavor. I'm just mixing it. And I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Doesn't need to be. Because everything is cooked. The chickens are ready, pre-cooked and deboned. Oh, make sure you don't want the bottom to burn either. So, because then it ruins it. So, all right. Just filling the bottom. So, a lot of vegetables. This is a ton of filler because we're going to, later on, we're going to drain this and let it drain probably overnight. I'm not sure what else my mom's going to put in here. Maybe some fish sauce. I'm not sure. Of course, you could always do it without if you don't have it. Because after we've cooked the inside, the middle, we're going to drain it. I don't know how long, just until it's really drained, because this will all go in the lumpia wrappers. Then if it's too wet, so it'll be drained. And if it's too wet, then it'll make your egg roll, your lumpia soggy. So let's continue to cook that. This is more for the celery that's in here, that it gets cooked down. So you don't have really too crispy celery. And for all the flavors to kind of meld together. Perfect. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. And she said she didn't add any salt. There was salt in the broth too, so I'm just checking the bottom of this pot to make sure that nothing's burning on the bottom. Depending on your setting for your stove. So I wanted to film this because we're going to have some beautiful egg rolls later. I wish we had some shrimp. Shrimp would make this beautiful, but we'll see. It's okay. I made the sauce already for this, so okay. Perfect. So this is the filling for lumpia, our Filipino lumpia. I'm actually going to turn this down because I know this is, our stove is pretty hot. Okay. Actually. If anybody's ever had vegetable lumpia, definitely let me know if you have. This is the meat that we're using. You can use different meats. Some people use pork, some people use beef, ground beef. For this recipe, some people use shrimp. I just didn't have shrimp on hand today. I'm actually using chicken, which I cooked last night. Just cooked it in a broth that had some spices in it. And then I let it cool. And then I took the meat, threw out the skin, and I took the meat from about 6 pieces. No, yeah, 6 quarters. About 6 chicken quarters. So that was a lot of meat. And what I did here, you'll see, this is a stock. I know it doesn't look great, but and I added, I believe I used the palabok and the pancit sauces. They're packets, they're Filipino packets. And I just put that in water. And so with that, after I debone the chicken, got most of I got most of the meat. This, everything else, I added the carrots. I added carrots, like the leftover carrots. I put an onion in there as well to flavor the stock. And this is what I boiled down. So you see the stock. And that's the stock that's used for the pancit. Okay. So I know it doesn't make any sense right now, but why is it wet? How is it going to go into lumpia and wrapped up and not be soggy? All of this liquid is going to be drained. So you see all that liquid? Zero in that. It smells so good. All that liquid we put through a huge strainer and it will be drained. So that's pretty much done. Let me cover that up. And the key is the prep work, really. So this is, look at that rich broth. You could use that for, that's where all the goodness is. Those chicken bones. I added celery. Just everything else that I didn't use in the vegetables for the filling for the lumpia. Sorry. There you go. And then let that boil, just to continue to boil. And that's just so, it's really, really flavorful. Look at that. Look at the, and this you definitely do not want to throw away. You can make, pho with this because, again, I did this early this morning, and this is the stock. You can always use stock from a box, but there's really nothing like this. And this way you can control the sodium or not put sodium if you're sensitive to salt or sodium, or you don't you have a little bit more control. Takes a little bit of time, but it's worth the effort. And this stock, it's just versatile. You could freeze it too. But see, I put this is let me see if I could get this. That is a sweet onion. You can see the carrot, so. All right, we'll check back here. I'm gonna probably turn this down. It's pretty much done. Just making sure. It's gonna be so delicious. Oh. You could just smell the garlic, and I missed that part. My mom was sauteing garlic and onions, which is always like in celery. But onion and garlic, most Filipino dishes start with onion and garlic, and that's why I had to come to the kitchen and see what's going on. Just if you enjoy garlic and onion together, just cooking it just makes everybody excited or hungry, even if you just got done eating. Okay, so I'll let that kind of rest. Turn that up a little bit and cover. All right, and we're gonna probably drain. We'll drain this in a little bit. Whenever my mom, oh, it smells so good. And then we'll try to videotape some rolling action. Oh my God, so good. This is gonna be amazing. So hopefully, if you're gonna do this, we do it in large batches, and we'll drain it, and then probably make a ton of them and freeze them. And make sure you always have a large enough strainer to get out the liquid, to get it really, really strained out, because you don't want it too wet for rolling. All right, I'll see you guys on the next video. It's making lumpia, and really, we've been planning this for a week now. We were talking about it last week, so hopefully you will enjoy this.